Welcome to this video on India's Environmental Revolution 2025 policies you need to know. In the next few minutes, we will explore how India is transforming its environmental landscape through game-changing policies, community action, and technological innovations. Before we proceed to the lecture, please subscribe EcoFam channel for future updates. From the green hydrogen mission to cleaner cities, a strategic conservation act, we will cover all initiatives shaping India's green future. As India balances economic growth with ecological responsibility, understanding these developments is vital for every citizen, student, policymaker, and entrepreneur. Let us take a closer look at the major efforts steering the country towards a more sustainable and climate resilient tomorrow. Let's get started. India is one of the fastest growing major economies facing critical environmental challenges. With 14 of 20 most polluted cities worldwide, severe water contamination, increasing desertification, and yearly climate disasters, that need for environmental reform is urgent. These issues affect not only public health and livelihoods but also food security and youth employment. India's geographical size and population density make it green transition a pivotal issue for the entire planet. This environmental revolution isn't just about policy, it is a necessity. Efforts we make today directly determine the quality of life and climate stability for future generations. India's climate commitments, the big picture. India has updated its nationally determined contributions, that is NDCs, to fight climate change. The goals include cutting emissions intensity by 45% by 2030 compared to 2005 levels, generating 50% of its energy from non-fossil fuels and achieving net zero emission by 2070. These commitments made at major summits like COP26 and COP27 build India's image as a global climate leader. As of 2025, we are making solid progress towards these goals through green energy investments, electric mobility, and sustainable agriculture. These targets aren't just numbers, they represent India's promise to protect ecosystems while sustaining economic progress for 1.4 billion people. Environmental Policy Landscape 2023 to 2025, an overview. Between 2023 and 25, India has crafted and upgraded a series of transformational environmental policies. These include Forest Conservation Act, the National Green Hydrogen Mission, the PM scheme for organic farming, stricter EPR rules and under plastic waste management, and the next phase of Swachh Bharat mission. Taken together, these policies address emissions, deforestation, soil degradation, water scarcity, and urban waste issues. They also involve cooperation between ministries such as environment, urban development, agriculture, and energy. These cross-sectoral approaches show that environmental policy in India is no longer isolated. It is integrated, strategic, and result-driven. As we have already discussed the National Green Hydrogen Mission in earlier videos, It was launched in 2023 with a budget of 19,744 crore rupees. The National Hydrogen Mission aims to produce 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen annually by 2030. It will reduce dependency on fossil fuels and cut 50 million tons of carbon dioxide emission through each year. Green hydrogen made using renewable energy will be used in steel manufacturing, fertilizer production, transport, and refueling stations. This mission also boosts exports and job creation, positioning India as a global green hydrogen fuel powerhouse. So far, several pilot projects are underway, and multiple states, including Gujarat, Rajasthan, are leading the setup of hydrogen hubs. One of the schemes, that is PM scheme, launched in 2024, encourages states to reduce their dependence on chemical fertilizers through incentives, short for Program for Restoration, Awareness, Nourishment, and Amelioration of Mother Earth, with rewards. The state that cut down on urea, DAP, and other synthetic fertilizers. These states are then supported financially to promote alternatives like natural compost, biofertilizer, neem-coated and nano-coated urea. The scheme supports soil health, water conservation, and long-term agriculture sustainability. Pranam is a bridge between Green Revolution's productivity gains and the eco-friendly practices and now required for sustainable future. Farmers are gradually become climate stewards. Life for Environment movement, introduced by Prime Minister Modi at COP26, promotes an eco-conscious lifestyle focused on small but impactful behavioral shift. Lifestyles for Environment urges citizens to reduce waste, conserve energy, and adopt sustainable products. Its mission is to inspire 1 billion Indians to act as climate-conscious individuals, from cycling to work using reusable bags to saving electricity, and each step counts. In 2025, life clubs are being formed in schools, RWAs, and corporate campuses. India is turning environmentalism into citizen movement where climate action becomes a part of everyday life, not just something government and corporations should lead. Now we will focus on renewable energy growth. India renewable energy sector has exponential growth. By 2025, the total installed capacity crossed 440 gigawatts, with solar and wind leading the transition. Under PM Kusum scheme, over 20 lakh farmers installed solar pumps. Rooftop solar in the residential area is now more affordable thanks to revised subsidies announced earlier this year. Ultra mega solar parks like in Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Ladakh are supplying green power at record low tariffs. With a target of 500 gigawatts on non-fossil fuel energy by 2030, India is accelerating its commitment to climate action and energy independence, while creating green jobs and reducing import bills. Talking about electric vehicles and mobility revolution, India's transition to electricity mobility is reshaping urban transport. The FAME second scheme subsidized 20 lakh plus EVs, making electric two-wheelers and e-rickshaws affordable at masses. EV charging stations have reached semi-urban and tier second towns. In 2025, Delhi, Maharashtra lead in EV adoption with over 20% of fleet vehicles now electric. The government is finalizing FAME third to emphasize public EV buses, rural mobility, and advanced battery research and development. States have EV-friendly industrial policy to boost local manufacturing. The mission is not just cleaner cities but also future-ready self-resilient transportation system based on clean, renewable and affordable energy. In the waste management sector, India updated its plastic waste management rules in 2024 to expand extended producer responsibility or EPR. And now manufacturers must collect and recycle a fixed percentage of plastic waste each year. Single-use plastic items like cutlery and packaging were banned starting in mid-2023. To enforce transparency, a national EPR tracking platform monitors compliance. Companies failing to meet targets are fined or denied licenses. So far, over 3,700 producers have signed up, and plastic collection reached rose by 23% in 2024. Citizens are also participating through plastic-free campaigns in schools and marketplaces, empowering local action with policy support. Solid waste management and Swachh Bharat Phase 2nd build on its earlier success with a rewarded focus on solid waste management. The new phase aims for 100% source segregation and scientific processing of wet, dry, plastic and hazardous waste. Composting and biomethanation plants are being set up in over 500 towns. Cities like Indore and Surat are already zero waste champions. Urban local bodies receive transformational performance based on funds to promote circular economy models where wastes become a resource. Citizens are being educated through Swachh Bharat or Swachhata apps and campaigns like My City, My Responsibility. Clean cities are now seen as smart, livable, and green. Now we will focus on Forest Conservation Amendment Act that was in 2023. It redefines forest land use, especially for strategic infrastructure and large-scale afforestation. It excludes areas like border zones up to 100 kilometers from length clearance process, helping military and strategic projects proceed faster. It also clarifies which forest land falls under the Act, encouraging better planning and digitized mapping. Critics fear misuse that could lead to deforestation, but the government say it is enabled regulated growth with compensatory afforestation. The Act reflects India's need to develop without endangering ecological balance, aligning conservation with national interest and developing priorities, especially in strategic regions. Talking about wildlife and biodiversity conservation, India biodiversity conservation is at the heart of its strategy. In 2023, India celebrated 50 years of Project Tiger with 52 reserves and 70% of the world's tiger population. Project Elephant has been expanded with new corridors to mitigate conflicts. The Wildlife Institute of India is using drones and genetics to monitor species. Biodiversity Mission 2025 promotes local participation through community reserves and eco-sensitive zones. India now has 42 Ramsar tagged wetland added since 2014. The approach is holistic, protecting tigers, mangroves, elephants, and medicinal plants and marine ecosystems because biodiversity protects everything from food security to spiritual tradition. Corporate social responsibility and climate responsibility. Corporate India is aligning with sustainability through ESG, environment, social, and governance framework. The SEBI makes it mandatory for the top 1,000 listed companies to file business responsibility and sustainability reports. Companies are now required to declare emissions, water use, renewables, and social equity measures. India saw a record inflow of 20 billion US dollars in green bonds in 2024 alone. Big companies like Tata Groups, Infosys, and HDFC are leading with carbon neutral goals. Through ethical investing and CSR backing climate action, corporations are now accountable not just for profit but also for planet and people. ESG is now the new baseline for future-proof business. Natural farming and agroecology shift. In India, uh, promoting sustainable agriculture through zero-budget natural farming, Pharma Pragat, Krishi Vikas Yojana, and the Bhumi Samriddhi campaign. These initiatives reduce dependency on chemical fertilizers and pesticides while preserving soil water health. Over 16 lakh hectares are now under certified organic cultivation. Natural farming helps small holders cut cost and increase resilience to climate shocks. It also supports biodiversity, groundwater conservation, and carbon sequestration. States like Andhra Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh are scaling up natural farming as a climate-smart solution. By combining traditional knowledge with innovation, India is reinventing its farming system for a greener, healthier future. India's wetlands are vital ecosystem for biodiversity, water shortage, water storage, and local livelihoods. Through Mission Amrit Sarovar, over 75,000 ponds are being revived across India. As of 2025, we now have 80 Ramsar sites compared to just 26 a decade ago. These protected wetlands include lakes, mangroves, estuaries, and birdwatch habitat. Restoration efforts like Chilka, Sambar, Loktak, and urban lakes in Bengaluru ensure water security, flood prevention. Citizen groups and local panchayats are involved in wetland regeneration. These initiatives demonstrate how ecological restoration isn't just about beautification, it is a long-term conservation and resilience against water stress and climate events. Tackling air pollution. With over 40 cities still exceeding PM 2.5 limit, air pollution remains a serious public health threat. Under the National Clean Air Program, India has targeted a 40% reduction in particulate matter by 2026. Funds have supported smoke towers, e-vehicles, road dust control, and clean uh, cooking initiatives. Delhi, Lucknow, and Varanasi have adopted real-time air quality sensors and clean fuel buses. Crop residue burning detection using satellites are driving timely interventions. Air quality data is now public and states compete in healthier air ranking. Fighting air pollution is now a joint effort of cities, scientists, startups, and citizens themselves. Urban Greening with Guideline 2022 aim to make cities more livable, breathable, and sustainable. They promote tree-lined streets, vertical gardens, community parks, urban forests, and green roofs. Sloped rooftops are turned into gardens. and barren school grounds are transformed into biodiversity zones. Cities like Bhopal and Chandigarh have adopted these models with great success. Local bodies receive Green Index rating to benchmark progress. Urban nature isn't just about aesthetics. It reduces heat stress, improves air quality, and enhances mental well-being. In climate vulnerable and congested cities, more green means more life. Urban India is now learning to grow green vertically. Technology in environmental governance. In 2025, technology is driving transparency and efficiency in environmental management. The e-Green Watch portal tracks the progress of afforestation projects using satellite imagery. The Parivesh platform streamlines environmental clearance, reducing average approval times by 35%. AI tools monitor air quality, detect crop burning, and issues early alerts for flood and cyclones. Blockchain-based carbon credits are being tested under pilot climate markets. Mobile apps help citizens report illegal felling and pollution. Government-tech collaboration ensure data-driven decisions, localized action plans, and citizen engagement. Technology is increasingly making environmental compliance smarter, faster, and more accountable across every sector. Academia and research in climate innovation. India's top scientific institutions like IIT, IISc, and CSIR are being leading breakthrough innovations in sustainability. Research spans through hydrogen fuel cell designs, green battery materials, natural wastewater treatment, and climate resilient crops. Public institutions collaborate with industries under the Green Tech Alliance and NIT Niti Aayog mission innovation programs. For example, IIT Madras is working on low-cost electrolysis, while IIT Delhi models urban emissions. At the school level, Atal Tinkering Labs focus on climate-themed projects. Research no longer remains within the labs. It is getting deployed through startups, public policy, and community program, showing how innovation and ecology can work hand in hand. India on the global stage. India is increasingly seen as a global climate leader. As G20 host in 2023, its Green Development Pact spotlighted lifestyle changes below economy and digital green governance. Through the International Solar Alliance, India supports 100 plus countries for solar cooperation. In upcoming COP29, India will push for Global South finance access and just transition support. India's energy diplomacy include partnerships with France, UAE, Japan, and US. These international roles position India as a voice for balanced equity, development, and environment. From local bonds to global pacts, India's journey represents a rising green influence on the world stage. Tracking and evaluation progress. How do we know these programs work? India has developed robust tools to monitor climate and environmental indicators. Platforms like e-Samiksha track progress on real-time dashboards at district and state levels. The India Climate Dashboard, launched in 2025, provides open updates on emission, air water quality, renewable generation, and policy milestone. Rating, ranking, and awards driven healthy competition among states and cities authority. Think tanks and independent auditors also conduct third-party evaluation. Effective tracking allows mid-course corrections, better targeting of funds, and increased public awareness. It is not just about launching schemes, it is about ensuring real, measurable impact. State level leadership examples. Several Indian states are emerging as climate champions. Gujarat is implementing methane capture in dairy farms. Tamil Nadu is doubling renewable capacity and restoring wetlands. Sikkim remains a pioneer in 100% organic farming. Karnataka's community-based lakes restoration are become national best practices. These success stories show how sub-national leadership is driving India's green transition. Each region contributes based on unique ecosystem, coasts, Himalayas, deserts, and forests. The center supports states through policy and funding, but state innovation holds the key real-world impact. Think global, act local isn't just a slogan, it is a core to India's sustainability model. Ground level challenges. Despite big policy moves, on ground challenges remain. Many gram panchayats lack trained staff or technical know-how. Interdepartmental coordination delays implementation. There are often limited awareness in Tier 2 and rural districts about schemes like PM, Pranam or LIFE. Budget utilization is uneven and monitoring is sometimes weak. Striking a balance between job creation and affordability environmental mandate is tricky, especially for the informal sector. The key solution: decentralized action, digitize process, and prioritize climate literacy. India's journey is remarkable, but speeding it up requires local capacity building, community ownership, and simplifying green initiatives without reducing their ambition or impact. Clean tech and startup boom. India's green transition has unleashed a wave of clean tech startups. Over 2,000 environment-focused ventures now work in electric mobility, carbon capture, sustainable packing, organic farming, and more. Startups like Log9, BlueSmart, EcoZen, and Pool.co are solving local problems through innovation. Government initiatives like Green Fund under SIDBI and Startup India Mission offering funds, incubation, and global links. IITs and IIMs are also running innovation acceleration around sustainability. These startups are not just business enterprises, they are climate solution engines. They combine youth energy, scientific talent, and mission-driven entrepreneurship to reimagine India's sustainable future at a scale. Youth and civil society participation. India's youth are taking the lead in environmental action. From schools, eco clubs to NSS-led cleanup drives, young people are actively involved in ground-level change. Influencers and digital actors drive campaigns like Act for Earth and Mission Life, making climate action cool and accessible. NGOs and RWA are participating in tree plantation, composting, and no plastic zone initiatives. The government supports this through environment fellowships, competitions, and community awards. Young voices like Liki Priya, Kanjujam, and countless school innovators are shaping policy discussions. In this revolution, everyone counts, from scientists to school children. A green India needs a awakened, empowered, and optimistic young generation. Local initiatives across India show real, replicable results. The village of Darnai in Bihar became India's first fully solar-powered village, breaking dependence on diesel. Indore leads in waste segregation and reprocessing, setting national benchmarks. In Mizoram, shifting cultivation has been replaced by agroforestry, enhancing soil and food security. These stories underline a simple truth: environmental revolution works when people take ownership of solutions. From Northeast Hills to Gujarat coast, community innovations are making policies come alive. Empowering these grassroots models with funds, training and visibility will be critical to scale up impact across the country. Vision 2030. What next for India? Looking ahead to 2030, India envisions 100% clean cooking fuels, fully decarbonized transportation sectors, and 500 gigawatts of renewable energy. The ocean mission will secure India's blue economy, and a national carbon market will create a new climate finance. Green jobs will become mainstream employment. Climate resilient agriculture, electric highways, restored rivers, and net zero building will be common. To realize this investment, behavioral change, and decentralized innovation must continue. India's environmental revolution is far from over, it is just getting started. By 2030, India can stand not only as a developing economy but as a global model for ecological and sustainable leadership. Let's quickly recap what we learned. India's green revolution is built on bold policies, public participation, cutting edge technologies, initiatives like Green Hydrogen Mission, EV transition, Pranam for sustainable farming, Life Moment, or reshaping how we think about development. Despite challenges, India is showing the world how to scale sustainability across millions. Citizens, entrepreneurs, administrators, and students have all a vital role. The change is real, measurable, and hopeful. We're not just managing the environment, we are restoring, rethinking, and reinventing it for future generations. This is our collective journey to cleaner, smarter, and green in India. Thank you for joining us this video lecture through India's environment policy landscape. If this inspired you, do not just watch, engage. Start composting, ride a e-bike, reduce plastic, plant a tree, or simply spread the word. Be a part of Life Mission. Follow local initiatives and give your voice to India's green cause. Like, share, and comment your favorite initiatives from 2025. Subscribe for more insightful content on India's policy, youth action, green startup, and global sustainability trends. Your small action today can spark a big impact. Let us build greener India together. Thank you.